What's going on, guys? So I have Yaira 2. Now this character was my least favorite so far, being released from the Rippaverse. But I will say I at least like this book more than I liked the first. So to quickly just kind of sum up the story, we have Yaira battling with nightmares due to the events of a previous issue. She's also aware of where the lost city of Atlantis is, and we did see that in the first issue. Um, and is now leading an expedition with an old friend to the city, and things go south from there. And to make matters worse for her, we are now not sure what's real or just a possible illusion for some people who were previously thought dead might not be. And then over with Stefania, we find that she is struggling to keep her anger in check. And if you recall, she is being trained up by Alpha Core. And so this is becoming a problem. You know, she's supposed to be kind of learning from them, and she is becoming a real hothead. And she basically blames everything that she lost squarely on Yaira. And so when news kind of breaks out that Yaira is in fact alive, this really pisses off Stefania, and they are struggling to keep her in check. But that's where I'll leave it for right now. As I said before, this is an improvement over the previous issue. I didn't feel that sense of like whiplash that I did in the first issue. Um, in particular, I really like the whole thing with Atlantis and what's going on there. And again, I don't want to give away too much, so I'll say I really like what resides there. And um, now the whole new friend part from the past, that didn't quite add up to me. But once we got towards the end, things started to come in place, and I'm like, okay, that's starting to check out. So once I read it a couple more times, I'll really see if it truly holds up. But just off the first read through, I'm like, okay, we're good there. So um, overall, when I backed this issue, it was more or less a, well, we'll give this issue. There was enough in the first issue to warrant a second backing, but it was kind of like on thin ice, no pun intended there. Um, but now that I've read the second one, I'm like, okay, she's still on the lower tier for me as far as characters overall. I'm not saying that this book was bad per se, but um, it's still just kind of a book by book basis at this point. So I do plan on backing the third. So if that gives you any kind of confidence as to where I was going. Um, but if this sounds good to you, be sure to check the link in the description as to where you might get a copy for yourself. But that's all I have for today, guys. So until next time, take care and God bless.